This is Ari Shaffir on the Bertcast. Remember, check out BertCast.com for his t-shirts and stand-up app. Bert Kreischer is hosting this. This is the Bertcast.
Where are you? Like right at the top?
Yeah, we're recording though. Let's not talk about this.
Oh, okay.
It's probably awkward.
Oh, okay.
Our gossip. That's the weird part about podcasts.
Yeah.
That was Joey.
No, he's
my buddy
not going
Cowhead.
to text you.
Really?
Diaz will not text you.
He doesn't text you, and he doesn't leave. He doesn't want you to leave voicemails.
Nope.
Like it's like 1970.
I will see that you called, and I will call you back.
He's so bad. Did you listen to the podcast I did with him and my dad?
Oh,
dude.
You and your dad and him?
and Tom Segura.
Really?
In the Mancave, yeah. That was the first one I did. I was like, it'll never get better than that. Never.
That's good.
But what was I going to say before that? What were we talking about before that? This is going to be a bad podcast. I'm all over the map. I started drinking at a post Hanukkah party. I had 7 latkes, a couple bottles.
Those things are good as shit, man.
Yeah, but they don't go good with wine.
Oh,
like with the sour cream and the applesauce.
I never even thought that. It's a kid's food.
Yeah.
It's not an adult food.
I was wolfing them down.
It was bad with the wine.
Fucking putting them back so quickly because they made them like they made them like almost bite size. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, so I was just dipping them and I was murdering them.
It's so shocking that the applesauce goes well. What?
In the middle of this dinner, right?
Yeah.
So like a long time ago, Leanne and I found a ring at SeaWorld, like an emerald ring with 2 diamonds on it.
Yeah.
Really nice, really expensive. And when I posted a video online, and I talked about it, and I said, if anyone knows the person, there's an inscription. So email me the inscription, and I'll send it to you in a heartbeat. And the crazy part was I was working on a show that was exclusively about theme parks. So I thought it would get a little buzz, and we can get the ring back to a lady. Well, we're telling these people at this Laka post-Hanukkah party drinking wine, my buddy JV says, that's so funny. We bought a house, the house we live in now, and we pulled up the carpet, and there's a huge safe in the concrete. I said, what's in it? He goes, we never opened it.
We never opened it?
That's what I fucking said!
What, did they put the carpet back?
They put on new carpet, and he goes, well, it's still there. I mean, we always figured it was going to be there. We're like, what kind of rush were we in? I go, what are you out of here?
What kind of rush? Because the stuff is there.
That's what I said. I fucking lost my
You got to blow it, man.
I told him I'd
get some dynamite.
I told him I'd trade him my ring for the
safe. Right up.
I said, I'll take the ring for the safe. His wife's like, we're in.
A secret safe.
A secret safe.
And he didn't know about it. That wasn't passed down.
No,
that should be a sell. If it is just like it's in the ceiling. It's in the floor. There's nothing we can do about it. That would be a selling point.
I told him. I said, when you sell your house, you should not open it and say, guys, here's the deal. I'm going to sell it for an extra $100,000 because I have a safe that I've never opened. Because that would, I guarantee there would be people that would be like, oh, what the fucking safe? Here's what's even crazier. He's like, I took a picture of it, and it's like a hard lock to break. I was like, man, have a safe cracking party. Sell a TV show off of this. Yeah. I bet there's people all over the world that like call it Lost and Found, where people have shit that they have never explored. I was blown away, and I'm so obsessed with it.
A safe in your house.
A safe, and it's in the cement. And I told him, I said, we'll come over with the drill, and we'll get it out of there. And we'll put cement back in, so you don't even know it was gone. And we'll open it up. And here's
we had to re-cement it over it?
It's cement. It's into the cement. This dude had a safe, and he goes, well, before it was wood floors, and there was like an opening, a trap door we could open it.
Okay.
And I said, and I was like, well, so tell me what happened to the people that lost, that you bought the house from. He goes, they were old, and they had to put them in a home. I was like,
so they forgot.
They never fucking remembered.
They forgot about it.
And the one thing he said, I go, I'm talking about this tonight. I fucking promise you I'm talking about this on my podcast. He goes, don't say my name. I'm like, too late, motherfucker.
Who's JV's name?
JV's. I was like, you're out of your fucking mind. You can't have a fucking great story like that.
I'm not gonna
I was so blown away by it. But then we have this ring. It's got to be like a I don't know what a ring costs. Oh, I guess I do. I got married, like probably a $6,000 ring.
Yeah.
That we're wanting to return to someone, but no one. I put it up online, and no one claimed it.
I did that with some keys in Ottawa. I found some keys, set
Really?
of house keys and some car keys, and it was a who are the white soldiers from Star Wars? They have white suits, stormtroopers. Yeah. It had one of those, little mini version of one of those on it. So I figured I would get it and put it out there and return it to them, like do something nice for once, because it has no value to me, so it's easy not to steal. And then it just stayed in my apartment for like a year and a half, and I was like, oh yeah, this. Oh,
First time I ever found anything was $20 in front of a Foot Locker,
Oh.
and I brought it into my dad, and my dad was like, I go, Dad, I found $20, and he goes, well, it's not yours. Someone dropped it. Then
Oh,
they come back
bullshit,
looking for it.
Mr. Kreischer. You knew that was you. You would take it.
He goes, you should stand out there and ask people if they lost $20. And I stood out for fucking ever going, did you lose $20? And people were like, no, but I didn't have it in my hand. Luckily enough. Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, what were you going to do if somebody said yeah?
I guess give it back. I was a kid. I had no fucking idea. I was so trustworthy. I found a girl's cell phone one time at it's not the Culver City Mall. It's the one.
Fox Hills?
No. You know where Avenue of the Americas is? Like over by Fox.
Century City Mall?
Century City Mall. I was at the Century City Mall and I found a bedazzled phone. This must have been 2004 maybe. I found, or 2002. Found a bedazzled phone. And I picked it up. It was sitting on a bench and I called Mom because it was like it was in there.
Okay.
I opened contacts. I called Mom and I go, hello. She goes, hello. I was like, yes, I think I found your daughter's. I'm only guessing daughter because it was bedazzled. I go, I think I found your daughter's phone. And she goes, where's my daughter? I was like, I have no idea. But I definitely found her phone. And I'm sitting here at the Century City Mall. And she goes, I want to talk to my daughter. I go, no, ma'am, I don't know where your daughter is because she lost her phone. All I found was the phone. And she goes, put her on the phone. I said, no, she's not on the phone because she's not here. And she goes, I want to talk to my daughter. I go, ma'am, I don't have it. She goes, put her on the phone. I go, you'll never see her. And I fucking hung up. I was like, fuck you, bitch. How dare you?
You'll never see her again.
Yeah. And so then I fucking left the phone right there and I just walked away. I was like, fuck her.
Really?
Yeah. But then you lose your phone.
Yeah.
And you're like I lost my phone. I lost my phone one time at the beach. Leanne lost it. And I could track it and I watched someone drive to fucking Covina with it.
Oh,
I
really?
was so fucking pissed. And then I was like, I had the balls, not realizing I texted them and said, I know where you live. You have my phone. I'm tracking it. Then I realized that's not a great neighborhood. They also have my fucking phone.
And we know where your mom lives. Why don't you leave her phone and well enough alone?
So wait, you just got done doing your storytelling show.
Yeah, it was
what
really
stories
good.
did people tell?
Holiday stories. I told a story about Simchas Torah, which I probably was going to be the only guy telling a story about that.
What?
The holiday where the Jews were given the Torah? Simchas Torah. Surely you know about Simchas Torah. You didn't grow up knowing the local Simchas Torah celebrations?
No. What's Simchas Torah?
It commemorates the day God gave us the Torah.
Is that, and that's like,
The Torah is like our Bible.
Yeah, I know what the Torah is. Yeah.
How far to back up?
You guys spin it for raisins.
That's right.
Or is that
That's
the dreidel?
for raisins. I mean, don't spin it for raisins, a dreidel. The poor kids have raisins. Even the fucking
little chocolate coins.
Yeah, chocolate coins, raisins. What? You get 6 raisins. Congratulations.
I was like, when we were kids, because it was like, obviously it was private school, but all the Jewish kids went there. I'm just making sure we're recording right now because I'm laughing so hard. So all the Jewish kids.
I get so worried it's not going to record that.
Yeah. Oh, I've recorded fucking podcasts. I've recorded full podcasts that are hilarious that have not recorded. And you're like, are you fucking kidding? It's the worst feeling in the world.
Then you got to apologize to them immediately. Like, fuck. Oh, sorry. But.
So wait, so what was your story? Can you tell your story?
No, I can't really tell the whole thing now.
Okay, but wait, what was the? Here's my other question: are you selling these storytelling?
I'm just starting with the first one. I'm talking to the guys with CD Baby now because he has to tell me how to do it with various artists. You're in this one, the one I'm gonna put online.
Oh my God, is that me, Jim Jeffries, Bill Burr?
No, but that I have. An
oh my God, that is the fucking
who's digitizing that now?
Ari.
That was a great one.
Wait, am I getting a cut of this?
Yeah.
Ari, that is the best evening I've ever had of stand up in my entire. And it wasn't even stand up.
It was so fun.
And it was
fun to watch.
That was the night. That was the beginning of the end of my friendship with Jay Moore.
Because you did so well with that story.
Yeah.
I relate to that story, just seeing that. There's a few that I relate to because I've gotten better at it from doing the show for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And there's one of Marin's where he has this good line that sort of ties it all up.
Yeah.
And yours, that story, people were getting ready to stand up before you're even done with your last sentence. Like everyone knew.
I mean, I will say this with no attachment to the story. It's such a great story. I remember coming off stage. You called me that day, and you were like, "It's road stories," and you're like, I'd really like you to tell the Tracy Morgan story. And I was like, "Well, I don't have a problem telling it. I never had a problem telling it to like friends.
Yeah,
I always had a kind of a weird attachment telling it on stage because number one reason I never liked telling it on stage was that I don't really do anything funny in the story." So it's like doing
specifically.
It's like doing an impression of someone doing something funny. It's like telling a Chris Farley story. Yeah, of course he's fucking funny. He's Chris Farley. So it's not. I don't really do anything funny. I don't say anything funny in it. And then the other thing, obviously, is that
I could see that. But
that I don't know Tracy. So I was afraid that if I started telling the story, that all he had to do once was say that never happened.
Yeah.
And every story I ever had for the future would be a lie.
Yeah.
So, but you call and you're like, you could do that, and I was like, yeah, and I don't think I was aware at the time that, or maybe I was aware at the time that Jay was telling it that it happened to him.
I think you were aware, but you're still kind of like,
I don't know. I didn't have a lot of foresight. I didn't have a lot of insight. I was kind of fucking tapped out, and I wasn't telling the story on stage. It was no skin off my back. It wasn't something that was out of my pocket.
But man, it was a perfect environment for it there.
And then he got really upset after I told it. Like,
who did?
Jay did. Yeah, I got really upset, and he was like, "You can't tell that, man." It was a fucking nightmare. It was a spiral nightmare. That.
Wow.
Yeah, but suffice to say, I'm very pleased that I told it that night because I kind of was like, well, we got done that night, and I was like, it was such a neat room, such a neat night to be a part of because it was me, you, Bill Burr, Jim Jeffries, Eddie Ift, and
Jackie Cation,
Dork Forest.
Yeah,
I love her podcast.
Really,
I love Jackie. She's just a really sweet person. But she's part of
the All Things Comedy Network. She's in that.
Is she really?
God
damn.
Go Up, not network. Sorry.
Go Up.
Yeah.
I tell it. I think I went first that night.
You might have gone right after. It was early because I remember Eddie F led with, "I gotta follow Kreischer."
Yeah.
What?
And then Jim Jeffries grabs me. He goes, "I am doing a horrible English." And he goes, "I didn't know we were telling bits." I go, "It's not a bit, man." I go, "I don't tell them on stage." He goes, "Oh, and you better fucking start."
Yeah.
And I was like, and then Burr.
He told a great one. And Burr told a great one.
No, well, that is where that is where that's a story I know obviously works. So I didn't have a question that it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a great story. I've been told that by everyone, including fucking Jay told me what a great story it is. But Bill Burr and Eddie and Jim Jeffries, not Eddie F. He bombed, but Bill Burr
a little bit.
He fucking
You're
sucked
tough to
a
follow,
dick.
man.
He sucked a dick. Oh, there's no better feeling. I never connect with my fellow comedians more than when they fucking bomb or I bomb on stage. Oh, and so Eddie bombed. And then Jim Jeffries told us.
Great one.
I will just say this. I don't give a fuck if it was old story.
From Australia, though. It was great.
It was off the top of his head, and I was floored, and I was so impressed with how talented he was.
And I sort of barely remember this. Bill Burr was late.
Bill Burr was late because he came up and he goes, "I heard you did a bit." I go, "No," and he goes, "What did you do?" I said, "I told the Tracy Morgan story." He goes, "Great fucking story," and I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, which one's he telling?" Like just like real fucking.
Burr has that. Have you ever done that show, improvised stand up? This guy Jeremy Watkins runs a show, and it's just crowd yells out a topic, just run with it. Then you're done like next, and it's kind of scary.
I call that the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I fucking get so bored with my set by first show Friday. I'm like, what do you guys want to talk about? So
Burr gets there, doesn't know it's that kind of show, and then Dean Del Rey was like, "No, you don't have to do that. Just go at the end. You'll just do your material that you're working on." He goes, "No, fuck, I'm not going to be the guy who everybody says didn't go by the rules. I'm not going to be that guy. I'll do the thing."
That's what I said to Camille Nujani. He came to do the next week, and he goes, "So are we doing bits?" And I was so terrified that someone would come up and do a bit that I was like, no, you have to bomb.
You were so worried about
I was like, no, because I was telling a story that it was pretty. I was fairly.
That was a newer one. The second time you did it,
I think so. Maybe no, or it might have been the machine.
Oh, it was the machine,
But
it wasn't that time.
I hadn't told her on stage yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like the first or second time I told her on stage. At the behest of Rogan, he was like, you got to start telling it on stage. Yeah. And he was like, everyone, when you go to a show, just yell at the machine. And I was like, okay, looks like I'll be telling it on stage now. That's how I started telling it, because I get on stage and everyone just started going, the machine.
So it's one way to shut them up.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, fuck, I'll tell it. And then it bombed like the first probably 10 times. Because it wasn't a stage story yet. It was like
didn't bomb there.
It didn't bomb there, but
they knew the deal.
Kumail
Nanjiani.
I called him Indian.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he's not Indian, right? He's Pakistani. Yeah, he goes,
like they're mortal
I
enemies.
told a story about Samir Nagami jacking off in class. I probably shouldn't have said his name.
Yeah, this is the one you did after the machine.
Yes. And I said something about an Indian guy, and I looked at Camille, and Camille was really nice, and he didn't say anything, and then he got on stage, and he goes, I'm that special kind of Indian that grew up in Pakistan, you cocksucker, Bert Kreischer.
Pakistan. Yeah.
And fucking great. I like that guy a lot, too.
Yeah, he was like, hey, because he made a joke, he's like, does he know that I'm not actually Indian?
Yeah.
And then before you finish, he goes, hey, don't mention that he said that wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, after you then, absolutely. I'll leave it for you.
So wait, so you're are you going to sell these all online?
Yeah, $2.
Oh,
one every 2 months, and we'll just split it up. We'll just split up all the money that comes in.
I don't know what my cut's going to be off of, but I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Anytime I've been involved with that show, they've been amazing stories. Pete Holmes
tells a great one.
Fucking John Huck talked about the shitting.
That was a great one.
I've never heard nothing but great stories. It makes you almost redefine like what you believe comedy to be.
Yeah, what it has to be.
Well, because now I don't think I do anything but tell stories. I don't think I tell. Especially the medium of the podcast has changed.
Oh yeah, people like stories a lot more for that.
Yeah, it's like no one goes on podcasts and does bits.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. You don't see anyone do that. And then you get
no.
like
Only
that
brand new
school,
road comics do it.
That old school so give me 5 bits to lead you into.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like now I go to radio and I go, you better be ready to talk for like an hour or I don't know.
Can you tell them no?
No.
I mean, I try saying like, I don't, whatever you guys are talking about is good, but maybe this and this.
Radio's changed a lot in the past. I only say this, my buddy Cowhead, who was on last week, and I had a very lengthy conversation regarding radio, and he was like, yeah, the whole days when they'd force you to have comics on are gone because no one wants comics on. So he's like, I only put comics on that I'm a fan of, and if I'm a fan of them, I just let them do what they do. So like those days, but you still find like there are some markets where you go in and they're like, it's Star 101. And they're like, all right, give me 5 of your best bits. And you're like, but I always just go, ask me about Travel Channel, ask me about Bert Kreischer. And then Bert, you on Travel? And I just take it wherever I want to go with it.
Yeah.
But now this medium of podcast has also changed the art of stand-up a lot, I would venture to say, because I go on stage and people are calling out stories I've just told.
See, that's weird. I would think that would kind of ruin it. Plus, right?
No. I'll tell you why. I got into this conversation the other day with someone who's like, if I went to see a stand-up show, I would want to see new bits. I wouldn't want to see old bits.
Yeah.
But I will say, in all fairness, that like, it's not. I already know the joke, but I like to hear their wording is almost poetic. The way a guy words a joke. Like, I go and see. I hate to use this fucking example because it's gonna suck and you're gonna make fun of me. But like, when I was young in stand-up, I would bring friends to go see Dane Cook.
Yeah,
and
I don't know why I like Dane Cook.
I know I like Dane Cook too, but it just sounds weird that I would like, I would bring friends, like when they come to LA, I go, let's go see Dane Cook. They needed to see him. I thought he was one of the fucking greatest guys doing stand-up at the time. And then we'd go and watch him, and I'd be like, I hope he tells this joke in my head.
Right, yeah.
And so I'd be like, and then he wouldn't tell it, and I'd be like, fuck. And then I'd see him, and I go, oh, I wanted you to tell the whatchamacallit. And he goes, oh, I haven't done it in a while. Now that's happening to me, and I go, they're like I didn't tell them. I've only not told the machine story one time in the past year.
Really?
And I got so much shit from the people in the audience. Like, I brought fucking 10 people to see you.
How come you didn't play Freebird? You got to play your Freebird.
Yeah. And so you're like, okay. But then it turns into like, you don't want to just get that handle of like the guy that does a bunch of old bits and you can't do anything new.
Yeah. Well, you told it for a year, told it in all the markets, and then once you told it once in the market, you're like, cool, you guys got it. Come next year for the new story.
I'm going through the markets again.
Really?
Yeah, I'm selling shirts.
But then I feel bad because for every guy that says, I had that in Denver the first time I went with Rogan back to Denver to the Comedy Works, and somebody in the bathroom was like, "Oh, you didn't do that one joke," and I was like, "Oh, fuck, maybe that's an option." But I've also heard somebody said, "I already heard that one joke."
Yeah.
And that's
well, you don't want to
too.
do the same act,
Right?
But you definitely want to do bits and pieces.
Johansson used to say like half new.
Pete?
Jake.
Yeah. Do you know Pete Johansson?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I like him a lot too.
You like him a lot.
I like him.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I don't know. I distinctly like now. It's like I'm believing that the art of podcasting is changing everything.
Oh yeah,
because
it's rewarding honesty, sort of.
Definitely is, but it's also dangerous as shit. Like especially if you're me, like I always think I have, like I'm always very cognizant of. I don't know. Maybe I'm cognizant. I'm more cognizant than I used to be of anything.
Saying secrets, you mean?
Saying things. Like I'm for the first time. It's like you put something online and it's out there forever.
Yeah, and then somebody's like, "Hey, why'd you say that about me?" Or like, "Dude, why would you tell them that I did that when you know?"
Yeah, you used to be able to just talk, just go on and just talk.
It feels like you're talking to your friends. That's a weird thing.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden
So
strangers are listening to it.
Yeah.
You getting candy?
Yeah.
That's the best thing about the man cave.
That's
There's candy everywhere.
Do you want a Butterfinger?
No, I can't. I'm on this fucking diet.
Oh, is it the Butterfinger diet or a different one?
Yeah, it's the Butterfinger diet. I just ate cowabunga all the time.
Here's my diet, and it's based on a supreme metabolism. So if you don't have it, you don't
How
even
much
bother.
do you weigh?
178, let's say.
That's gotta be nice.
Yeah.
Do you ever get concerned about gaining weight?
Yeah, sometimes I start getting up, and then I watch it a little bit.
Really?
And then I go back down. I know my range is like 80 to 85.
Oh, poor Tom Segura.
Oh, he's a fat fuck.
God,
he might get worse too. Like he's in the danger zone of like, dude, 300 is looking really close. It's closer to the rearview mirror than fucking 200 in the back or whatever. Because I've had friends got super fat, and you're like Felipe Esparza or Mike Black. They're like, dude, you were fat, and now what the fuck?
Mike Black and I got on the road for a while together.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so funny. I don't know Felipe Esperanza. I saw him once do stand up at Dublin's a long time ago.
Yeah, he's funny. He's got that weird jokey way to do it. But
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think that's going to be the next generation. I think it's going to go back. I think we're going to have a big run of storytelling comics or honesty comics, and then it'll go back to straight up joke writing, like Dimitri Martin style. Because I still like joke writing
or bits in the middle somewhere. I don't know.
Dimitri, when we first started hanging out, he was doing. He was trying to. I hate talking about other people because then I go. Now it just sounds like what if he doesn't feel this way? But fuck it.
Yeah.
So but he was trying to. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Someone breaking in.
Sounds like it.
Dog trying to get out.
What if we fucking solve a murder right now? What if someone breaks into my house right now and we see them do it, Ari?
I like how you say we see them do it like you wouldn't think to stop them from murdering your family.
Well, if they don't stop here, let them go into the house, okay? My wife can defend herself.
What was that? Was someone trying to break in the back?
I don't know. God
the
damn.
Fence? Is it all plugged? Oh, it's all plugged into that. Hey, you
It's the wind. It's the wind.
Oh, really?
What kind of bitches are we? Oh, it's the fucking wind.
You went to the window. I was like, what are you doing?
It's the wind. It's this LA.
It felt like it shook it back and forth, though.
Yeah. It's our fence. They took our trash out today.
Sorry.
That is Justin Edinbrook.
My friend.
So, man, you're gonna fucking that'll I can't wait to get those CDs.
Which CDs?
Those CDs with everyone's stand up on it from the storytelling.
What are we talking about? Oh yeah.
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 That's how fucking
so we got into this.
Trashed we are. Yeah. That's how we started this.
He just said, "Do you think I should do that show directly through a website instead of I should turn this off
I get it.
instead of through iTunes." But I
do it through iTunes. iTunes seems easier for everyone.
They take 30%,
Really?
40% if you add in CD Baby too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So that's like one possible reason why not.
Oh, I just do it the website.
Yeah, but it seems like a bigger platform. Some people are like, "What? I'm supposed to get it somewhere that's not iTunes? Where is this?"
Yeah, because I now I'm gonna sound questionable, but I download Girl Talks CDs.
Really? Because you're there for the fresh new music. It's cool. That's cool, but that can't be like your favorite band.
That's all I listen to. I love it so much.
I saw him in Ottawa. Every one of his songs are fucking catchy as shit, though.
Yeah, it's like
Those mashups are
looking
fucking
like
good.
a lollipop, shorty wanna fuck. You're like, son of a bitch. How did you know I'd like that? And then what I do is I got an app download where it speeds up everything to 160 beats per minute, and so I can jog at like a fast pace and listen to all the songs.
Speed up your songs.
Speeds up all your songs to 160 beats per minute.
What?
Yes, fucking the best thing in the world.
So it's
all
like,
your songs.
oh, man
are like,
eater, man eater.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
here she comes.
Or Wilco's like, or it's like,
I'm gonna go with that song.
I was hummingbird, I was hummingbird, I was hummingbird, 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 hummingbird. I'm like
What? Doesn't that make it sound super weird?
no, but you get into this pace like where you just get pounding, and then the songs don't last 5 minutes; they last like 2. So you're like, wow, that was a quick 2 minutes. I listened to that whole song. It's great. I do it to podcasts too, but everyone sounds like squirrels.
Yeah, how can you understand people?
I listened to Andrew Dice Clay and Rogan on it.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
I was trying to get Dice on my podcast for so long.
Really?
Because I was trying to explain to him what they were, and he was like, maybe. And Eleanor was on my side trying to get him, and then he finally understood what it is. And then he was like, oh, well, why would I do Ari's? Let's go to Marin's and Rogan's. Let's go to bigger ones.
Wait, has he done Marin's?
I think so, but I'm not positive anymore. But I think so. I think he has by now. I don't know.
Yeah, I've listened. I started listening on Stitcher till everyone's.
A lot of people listen on Stitcher.
Until I got a podcast, and I was like,
Why?
well, now I'm going to go rate and review everyone's, because I didn't realize how important that was. I just listened to everyone's and never rated, subscribed, never did anything.
Oh, yeah.
And then you start listening to and then you have a podcast. You're like, wow, that's so important. If I had just taken 2 minutes to rate and review Bill Burr's podcast.
I got away from that.
Really?
I tried for like a week and a half to 2 weeks straight, and then I was like, I'm driving myself crazy. For
Yeah.
every dip or rise it would have in the iTunes ranking, I'm like, none of this matters to me. I'm just trying to get people to listen so they'll come watch my comedy or whatever it is.
That's all you really want is people to just go
Yeah.
and fucking see your comedy.
But it's
That's
like,
it.
I don't want to get mad because Hannibal Buress released a podcast and it's ranked higher than mine suddenly.
Wait,
And I'll be like,
where's his podcast?
he doesn't have one. I'm using an example of someone like that could happen. But someone you're friendly with that you actually
Yeah,
like, and
yeah.
now you're like, oh. But you're like, that's fucking comparative shit.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
that,
gets you
that
in
is
trouble.
so
Like,
unhealthy
it shouldn't matter.
on so many levels.
Yeah, so I stopped checking that iTunes stuff completely.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the iTunes.
Yeah, it's
I
unhealthy.
looked at it the first week because Tom Segura texted me. He was
Yeah.
like, or Eddie F texted me, and I was like, oh, and I looked, and then it mattered. I was like really into it. And then
How high up were you?
But no, not very, because it was new and newsworthy or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So it was like just that.
Okay.
But it's still deceptive
It's-
because you see it on the
yeah.
front page. And
It's
you're
cool
like,
to see it on the front page of a thing that you saw like Rage
It's
Against the
ego-building
Machine on
shit.
or something. Yeah. It's nice. And then like, okay.
yeah, and then you're like, well, all right. Well, if I really want to do this for not for a living, but I want to do this, it should just be fun.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
most
yeah,
stressful
yeah,
thing
yeah.
about these things in general is like, you said this to me today, and I was so impressed by it. You're like, I know what a pain in the ass it is to get a guest. I'll be there. And I was like, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
It makes me regret ever getting a guest in the first place. So I was like, I should have just done what Bill did and just
done it
talked.
himself. I thought of that, man, but that seems so hard what Bill Burr does.
I did like 10 of them before I decided I needed a guest.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just me ranting like nonsensically.
David Letterman said in something where he's so good at that, Bill Burr. But Letterman said when they moved to 11:30, I think it was Letterman, could have been Conan too. Somebody said, "Hey, let's not do like political stuff. Like let's try to do like better stuff in our monologue." And then he goes, as soon as like the first like Lewinsky scandal, we're like, "Oh, thank God, we've got nothing.
Yeah.
we got to talk about what's in the news or whatever."
Well, I got into this like rant, but I'm not a ranter. I'm
Yeah.
more of a meanderer.
Yeah.
And so then I was like talking about nothing. I was just spinning
yeah.
wildly out of control. And then I'm like, what the fuck? Like no one wants to, I sound crazy. I genuinely sound crazy.
Yeah.
It's like imagine doing stand up but no one laughs.
Right.
And then you just talk. And I was like, and so I was like, fuck it, I need a guest.
Yeah.
That, and I also didn't. I mean, like I'm gonna have to do solo ones at some point.
Yeah, if you're on the road,
Very
too.
candidly, I say this with all respect to everyone, but I listened to Fitzsimmons and Maron both did solo ones. I didn't listen to the whole thing.
You do listen to the whole
I
thing?
did not.
Oh,
I tapped
Oh,
out.
they did solo ones.
Yeah, at different times they were like, "Well, I'm just on the road. I'm gonna do a solo one," and I was a fan of their podcasts, but I just stopped listening.
But it's like you're not. It's usually sort of like listening to a conversation, but then you're listening to a speech if it's just one person.
Yeah, but right. It is.
Even
For
if
most
you
people.
go off right now for 10 minutes, you're still talking to someone instead of just to the ether.
And your response matters to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My facial responses. So the people at home might not be able to hear me, let's just say.
Yeah.
But it still sounds like you're talking to somebody.
Yeah. I think, here's the other thing is that Marin is so much better talking to someone else.
Yeah. But Burr's great at it.
Burr's great by talking by himself.
That's his thing.
So much so that I was like, I don't know why he hasn't written a book.
Yeah.
Like he's
why not?
so good at talking. Then you hear him with Michael Rappaport. And it's in a weird way. Like I listened to that one this week.
He interviewed him?
He interviewed him and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh.
But at the same time, you're like, he's not completely unadulterated Bill when he's talking to someone else because he respects.
And he feels bad.
He
about
respects
saying
their,
things.
But if it's just him by himself, he's like, "Fuck you! If you don't pick up your dog shit, you're a piece of fucking shit." Like, but Rappaport was talking about not picking up his dog shit, and you knew Bill felt the opposite.
Right.
Is it weird that we're doing a podcast talking about other people's podcasts? I'm gonna get another beer.
Yeah, go for it.
Nah,
maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. Who cares? Yeah, I'll let myself go on rants if I'm doing like my intros. I do an intro and an outro like later. But I'll let myself if I happen to go on something, I'll let myself just go off as long as I want. But I have to be on a focused topic, otherwise, like, all right, now here's the rest of my
you
days.
got to do notes.
Yeah.
You got to have notes. You got to have like a subject you're going to talk about. I'm not that kind of guy ever in any part of my life.
Yeah. Oh, I don't do that. I just have like, here's the 3 things I got to say. Get T-shirts, my dates. Don't forget this date and whatever.
Yeah, I can't even do that. It's like leaving my answering machine message.
Really?
Be a greeting. Like, yeah, because I do it 19 times, and then I'm never happy with any of them, and then I just fucking settle on one. I'm like, fuck it. Even the intro to this, I had Georgia do it tonight, but Georgia only did it tonight 'cause she was excited. She thought you were gonna. She really thought she was gonna do a podcast with you.
That's sweet.
She only knows like a fucking handful of people.
I just met her like once.
She knows you. She knows Joey.
Twice, maybe.
She knows Buns. She knows Ralphie May.
Yeah.
Like she knows people that are either are not like over the top like little girl, like just talk to her.
Yeah.
So I think Joey one time was like, "Hey, what's up?"
Oh yeah, I won't talk to kids that way.
Yeah.
In that motherese. I'm just like, how are you?
And that's how I talk to them. So then they go, "Oh, he must be a regular person if he talks to me like a regular person." And I think Tom looks like a much, much fatter version of me. So then they're kind of like, "Oh, it's like if Daddy was
Too
really
much is in there." Is he trying at all?
No,
He's not.
man. We went to boot camp together.
It's tough, especially to have a wife that says, "I don't give a fuck what you look like."
Yeah. He's gonna get so pissed. No, everyone just fucking assault him like, man, they really lit you up. No,
What if he has a heart attack while getting angry about listening to this? And he goes, "This guy's fucking fuck." Breathing through his nose too heavy.
We went to boot camp together for a short period of time. Like both of us, but not just him, both of us.
Yeah.
And he was also smoking cigarettes at the time. And he was, I remember working out next to him and just watching him like gasping for air, just and I got subtly not much better in much better shape, but I got subtly better in shape. But man, he did not stop smoking cigarettes at all. And he was like, "I gotta quit smoking, man. I gotta quit smoking." And his only note to me was, "You should trim your beard more." Because I started losing weight. He goes, if you trim your beard more, you look skinnier. And then that was
Barry's boot camp?
Yes. And I'm thinking about doing this. Tell me what you think about this. So Tom and I fell in love. That sounds weird. We fell in love with our trainer.
Okay.
Gay dude, Chris, right? Fucking stud. Did not know he was gay.
Yeah.
And Tom and I really looked up to him, even though he was probably younger than both of us.
Yeah.
But we were like, man, he's fucking badass. And
Got
then
his life together.
Gorgeous, and he's got a British accent.
Oh,
great shape. Always wore knee-high socks. So, by the way, this is a conversation you could never have with Joey Diaz.
No. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? Come over here.
So
fall in love with your fucking. What the?
You got a trainer?
Yeah. It'd start from the start. He would be off.
So Tom and I really dug him, and we were like, and then we found out he was gay, and he said to us, he's like, "We should all go out one night. I'll take you to some gay clubs." And Tom and I were like, "Oh, you're gay?" And he was like, "Yeah." And we're like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Let's go out tonight." And Tom and I were like, "All right." So Tom picked me up. We picked him up.
I would love to one of you guys go, "Not anymore." Like, even if you couldn't that night for some other reason, to say that would be fucking rad.
So we went out to gay bars with him all night long, and everyone thought Tom and I were dating. They completely were like, nah, leave him alone. They found each other.
That's fun though, isn't it?
Oh, we had such a great time.
Renazizi and I did that once.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's like, I don't think people really appreciate gay culture until they go to a gay club and see how they get down.
Renazizi, and he's a better looking guy than any of us are. But
Renazizi, yeah.
When I would go to the bathroom, people would swoop in then. Like, he goes, all these guys, because I can make eye contact. Like, I see them looking at me, and they all go to the bar right next to the bar, right at the same time, to stand near me and order near me, let me make a move.
That makes me excited. Yeah. But no one swept in on either of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were left completely.
Leave
untouched.
them. They're clearly in love.
But we had such a good time. So I was thinking about. Tell me what you think about this. This is one of the podcasts I want to do. I want to bring him into my man cave. Right, he was a great trainer. Okay, and have him do a 30-minute run for me on the mic while I run it, and then have people do it also.
What do you mean?
So like, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I try to work out to them. It's really hard to work out to a podcast because you're just listening to a conversation. It's much easier to work out to music. Yeah. But I was like, what if I said this is the workout podcast? So only listen to this on the treadmill. It's going to be
nice.
So you get on your it's going to be a 45-minute podcast.
And he's going to tell you, like, keep going, like stuff like that.
I'm going to bring him into the man cave, and he's going to go, all right, with his beautiful little accent. Yeah. He's going to go, we're going to start the podcast and talk about him discovering his sexuality, like all the shit you want to ask. I'm going to bring Tommy in here too. All the shit you want to ask a gay guy, we're going to ask him everything, right? Okay. We'll do that for like 15, 20 minutes. And then for the next 30, I'm going to run on the treadmill, and he's going to put me through a regular workout that he would at Barry's and run me through it. Wow. So anyone listening can get on their treadmill and see if they can do the exact same workout.
And Tom's just going to sit there and watch and give the other option?
Tom's going to eat cake.
Cake the whole time.
Ice cream and cake.
Just chime in every like 5 minutes.
Not even chime in, just all you hear is...
More, please.
Yeah, because I'm in. I fucking get such a kick out of Tom. I can't fucking. He's one of the funniest fucking human beings to talk to because he's really so deadpan.
Who?
Buns.
Oh yeah.
He does not give you anything. He just is like,
no.
Yeah. I gotta go. All right. But yeah, he called me a couple times. He's like, I'm powerlifting. I was like, really?
Is that what you have to work on first?
Yeah.
Mass.
Yeah, you
really?
You want to get bigger?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Come on, dude.
My whole thing is just getting I just want to live longer. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's a decent desire to have.
Yeah, I just want to get my blood pressure under control.
You're not you're no longer obese, right?
No, I'm 205 now.
205, and how tall are you?
6'1".
6'1"?
Yeah. How tall are you?
6'1", 205. I am 6'3", 6'2 and a half.
Are you dating anyone right now?
A few people.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that like? How old are you?
38.
38? When did you lose your virginity?
23.
Are you serious?
I'm obsessed with body mass index. I have to check.
What do you mean?
I have to check your body mass index to see if you're overweight or obese.
28.5. Oh. 29.
27.
Is it?
6'1", 205?
Yeah.
Yeah, 27. Not bad, man.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle of overweight. Even the underside of overweight.
All right, let's guess. Great. Let's guesstimate.
Tom?
Yeah.
How tall is he?
6'1".
Okay, I have trouble with height. 6'1".
6'1". He's got to be 250, 270.
I would say there. I would say something like in that range.
Let's call him.
270, call him up.
Let's call him and see how much he weighs.
270.
Don't tell him don't tell him. He won't know.
You have to speakerphone it though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks, Ari. What are you, a front row audience member in Omaha? Everybody be quiet. Everybody, we're calling Tom Segura. I'm gonna make it sound like I'm really overweight, like I gained a bunch of weight, so he'll tell me how much he weighs.
Oh, smart.
If he answers, he never fucking answers his phone.
He's not going to be asleep
right now. He's eating a pizza.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 32339.
Oh no, that's right. Oh my God.
I almost gave out his number.
Yeah. I didn't even think. I was like, "What are you freaking?" Oh, you're sharing that with the world.
I was gonna leave a message. And then I was like, 3, 9, oh.
I guess this whole number.
Oh my God. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say right before that?
Before
We were talking about body. Oh, you lost your virginity at 23? Really?
Yeah, I was waiting for the.
Were you waiting for the right person? Mm-hmm. So you're waiting for love?
Yeah. Yeah, not just like, oh, and I need a girl with big rack.
Really?
I'm waiting for that girl. No, I mean, I was waiting for love. Yeah.
Was that because you were Jewish?
Maybe because I respected women more back then or something because I was Jewish and raised in like a family unit. But no, it had nothing to do with Judaism.
It had nothing to do with like religious values?
I was a non-Jew.
What?
Yeah. I was close once with a Jew. I already lost my faith.
Hold on. Let's start from scratch. Because I know that you were Orthodox.
Yeah.
But were you Orthodox later in life?
No, 4th grade till like a couple years after college.
But in Orthodox Judaism, they're definitely like, let's not try to fuck a lot of pussy.
No, you don't fuck any.
Okay, yeah. All right,
No.
so that has
not
something
supposed to touch
to do.
a girl. You're not supposed to hold hands.
Shut up.
Yeah, so you get married.
Holding hands was pretty cool when you had never done it.
Yeah. Oh, it was a big deal. Absolutely.
Stacy Kadecki.
You remember her?
Yeah, I held hands with her, and it was like on the sly, behind her parents' back, and I remember being like,
it's electric.
Fucking, I remember having a charge went through my body that I couldn't explain, and I was like, her finger would rub my finger. It was like we were talking, and I was like,
oh yeah, you would just like do this thing where your hands were nearby each other. Let's say you're sitting down, and one was just like makes the little move.
Wait, me? I just touched Ari's fingers, and that electricity happened. Wait,
I'm remembering that though now, and you both see each other, or your knees are right near each other, and one person has to move their knee out so that they could touch the other person's knee.
God,
you know, or just your foot. Start with your foot, just a little.
It's what I think I'm looking for now. Now it's sometimes I don't want to like shit on sex at all with my wife. I love my wife very much. It's tough when it's
somebody you've already been with.
But there are times where you're like, my wife pointed this out to me. She was like, well, you're not trying to connect before sex. You're just trying to have sex.
Right.
Like you need to, if you want it to be special, then try to connect with me. Let's have a moment. Let's, sit and cuddle or take a bath or do something important beforehand as opposed to just get in bed and fuck.
That's right. Actually, that's really smart.
It really is. But it's very counterintuitive to how my dick thinks.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah, let's go. What are we waiting for?
But when you're that young, that wasn't even the issue. It was just you were happy being there. You were just touching fingers.
God,
Plus, you had nothing to compare it to, so it was so electric. Because it's like even once you've done it a few times, still 4 experiences ever.
Dude, the first time I French kissed a girl, I remember my stomach dropping to my feet and going like, oh, like this is the greatest. I lived off that moment. I could think about it in bed and get electric again. I could just think about kissing Marie Koval and I'd go, oh, like my heart would race.
Yeah.
And then you get numb to it. It's like you lose touch with whatever it was that got you excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
you lose touch with it.
So wait, so when was the first time you like held do you remember the first time you held a girl's hand?
No, I remember kissing. My first kiss was in sleepaway camp. It was Rachel Newhouse. And we just kissed a couple of times, like closed mouth kissed.
How old?
It was in Machal. I don't know what year that is.
Mean?
It was the age range, the Hebrew age range that they put us in. Man, maybe 14 or something. No, it was already mitzvah. 15 maybe. Maybe 15. Yeah. But we kissed a couple times, and then I almost fell off the roof. I was sitting on the roof, and I started tumbling. It was one of those, whatever, and I had to, like, catch myself towards the end.
Wait, where were you kissing?
Oh, we weren't kissing there. It's not while we were kissing. We kissed a couple times on Shabbos walks. You have the Shabbos walks.
What's a Shabbos walk?
Shabbos walk was like, this is the original date. It was.
Are these stories you've already told a million times?
No, I haven't thought about this in a long time.
I just don't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm always worried about that too. It's like, do you get bored of this? No, I haven't remembered this in a long time.
Okay.
Sleepaway Camp Moshava in Pennsylvania.
Fucking Jewish dudes.
Yeah.
We're so lucky because all your parents sent you to camp, and then all you guys did, in my head, was just finger blast.
Oh no.
Really?
I'm sure somebody eventually did, but no.
God.
Or maybe less religious camps, probably. Absolutely, actually.
I went to an all-Baptist camp called Kids Camp.
Yeah.
And just basically watched dudes molest younger dudes in the shower.
Oh, really?
Fucking aggressive. Like, I remember the first night we were like, I remember the counselor in our thing was like, "Who wants to see me hog tie somebody?"
What?
And then I was like, "Well, please don't be me." And then they were like, "Seth!" And this kid sprinted as if it had happened all last year at sleepaway camp.
To run away?
Sprinted into the bathroom and he fucking hog tied him and pulled his underwear down. And I remember just watching
so Seth was into it?
No. The second he said that, this kid Seth was like, I know he's coming after me. And he sprinted and ran into the shower to hide, and he went right in with this guy at a rope, like a straight up rope, like a hog tying rope. That it was his gag, I guess. There was a very deliverance sleepaway camp. There was a guy, I swear to you when I say this, there was a counselor that had a bow and arrow. They always carried his bow and arrow around. There was one that had this hog tying rope that he would do lasso tricks with. Yeah. He went in and he hog tied this kid Seth. I don't know why I remember the kid's name was Seth. Hog tied him and like kind of fucked with his underwear. And I remember being like, stay out of that guy's crosshairs because he's a fucking lunatic.
Why do they let those people have power?
That's how it's the people that want to get into that power. That's a pointless story. I want to get back to you kissing Rachel.
Oh yeah.
So
we go to Shabbos walk. We had all these activities every day. Boys and girls slept in separate bunks. That's always, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and there were daytime activities, that you had to do, archery or whatever, boating, and then on Saturday, Shabbat, there was no activities because no one was working.
It's all Jewish kids.
All Orthodox Jews.
All Orthodox Jews.
All Orthodox Jews.
The girls don't have to wear wigs yet, right?
No, that's only married girls.
Oh, really?
Because the law is you're not allowed to be attracted to a female that's married because don't covet.
Yeah.
So, but they do this trick now where they get super great Asian people's hair, so it looks way better than their fucking rat's nest Jew head. And the rabbis wrote it off like, no, they're not actually attracted to these girls; they're attracted to the hair, so it's not actually them, so it's okay. Which is bullshit.
So that's what
because you don't masturbate thinking, oh, it's probably some Asian chick's hair.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm turned on by my neighbor's wife, and I'm coveting it.
That's why they do that?
Yeah, that's why they do that.
That's so fascinating.
Or they wear a hat, something like that to cover their hair.
Okay, so this is just girls in like the long, like length dresses.
Mm-hmm. Definitely below knee, always.
Yeah.
They could wear sweatpants under the skirts sometimes if they had to for whatever. And for activities, they could wear like pants.
So what did Rachel look like?
Man, she had silken hair and just a beautiful black hair, yeah.
Did she look like
I barely remember what she looks like. She was cute though. She was one of the cute girls.
Like describe the Jewish if you can.
Well, it was before I knew that they were like what Jews looked like. So, and also it was before she fully developed into one. Like at that age of 14, you're like, oh, maybe you look Jewy, but not really. At 23, 24, you're like, oh, you're a fucking Jew. You can tell.
I went to school at a predominantly Jewish school growing up.
Yeah.
And I've always been attracted to Jewish chicks.
Really? That's
always,
more recently
always.
for me.
Really?
Just recently.
Really?
I mean, all through high school because it was the girls that were, you'd be into. But then it was like, ugh.
Oh, I'm fucking jealous that you got to go to a Jewish camp. Nell Rudolph went to a Jewish camp, and I wanted to go there so bad because it just sounded like they just had a blast.
It was great.
So you kissed her.
Yeah, so you go on Shabbos walk. So you like, hey, that's when you just after lunch you have 4 hours off, and that was the date night.
Shut up.
That was date day.
How did you have the balls to lean over and do it?
We just went to it was like you go out past the zip wire, like you have to walk out a little bit to get away from people.
And you had the intention the whole time of kissing her.
Yeah, but I was like, I still got to work up to it.
Yeah.
God, I got so nervous.
Oh yeah, I got nervous up until like 26.
Yeah,
like you go on a second date. If you hadn't kissed a girl on the first
time you kiss a girl, it's very hard.
It's It is such a mountain to like. I will tell you this. There have been times in my life where I dated a girl, didn't kiss her the first night, and because of that, never kissed her and dated her like 7 times to the point where I'm sure she thought I was gay.
Because
I was like, now there's way too much pressure. I'm fucking bouncing.
Yeah.
I'd rather fucking tell everyone I'm gay than fucking try to kiss her now. And even one of the girls I kissed, like we had dated, like hung out, gone out a couple times.
Yeah.
And then I'd taken so long that when I did kiss her, she was kind of like, what are you doing?
I thought we were just friends.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I missed the window.
But it's on you. That's on you.
Yeah. And my buddy Eddie, like during this time I was dating her, went down on her. And I was like, wait,
What?
I could have gone down there this whole time.
Oh my God! You're waking up for a kiss?
My buddy Eddie's a fucking. I know he's gonna hear this and hate that I said his name, but he was a madman. So you where did you guys end up?
It was by the entrance to like the camping area when you go camping.
Yeah.
Like when you actually go like to a tent, whatever those nights are. Right at the entrance to the woods there, and we were just sort of talking for like way too long.
Oh God.
We were both thinking it, I'm sure. But we were both
so many times.
Yeah. Dude, I did this up until like my last ex-girlfriend. I broke up with Ashley, but it was like the first time we kissed. We didn't do anything on our date. And I was like, what the fuck? It went so well.
Yeah.
And the second time was so much pressure.
Women are so fucked up because they believe.
I was 34 then. It's like,
Leanne, my wife, I met her and then went out, we all went out and met her. I'd known her a couple times, met her at yoga, and then one time ran into her and her writing partner, and then met her playing bowling, and then she was like, here's my number. And I was like, okay. But then I kind of lost it a little bit and didn't call her.
Right.
And then she called my roommate and was like, what's up with your roommate? And he was like, nothing. He's right here, as a matter of fact. She goes, well, let me talk to him. And then I was like, hey, what's up? And I kind of, even in that conversation, I beat around the bush. And then my wife said to me, if you ask me out, I'll say yes. And I was like,
your wife said that to you?
Yeah. I was like, okay. Do you want to go out on a date?
Because she could tell that you
Yeah, she could
her?
tell I liked her, but she could tell I was like,
not going to do it.
I talked about this some other time, but I could never turn off the stage part of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had a interaction with Dane one time.
I could never turn it on.
Girls that he was like, turn it off.
He said that?
He was like, turn it off. You got to know when to turn it off. You got to turn. You're taking the stage way too far. And I just could not. But I think that's because so much of the stage shares a part of my real personality.
Yeah.
That I just go, I don't know where to turn it off.
You're still trying to impress him and get laughs and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm still trying to get laughs. I'm still
And
trying
Dane
to
was
get
like,
them
you're
to
ruining
me.
this, dude.
Dane's like, you're
Calm
fucking
down.
ruining the night. You either turn it off or I go home. And I was like,
and Dane's got a big stage personality too.
Yeah, but
so it's like
he can turn
it off and be serious or just be normal jokey.
I almost want to say he can turn it on to go on stage. Like he can turn. I think when you talk to him and any other moment, he's so grounded. He's not like super turned on.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm always turned on. There's always a part of my personality that is trying to get a laugh. Not one part of my personality is not trying to get a laugh.
Man, don't you get tired?
Yeah.
After I get off stage, it's like I feel so weird. Still trying to like, hey, so just trying to make jokes.
I'm afraid people won't like me. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know, or that it's maybe something that I did at a younger age and it's just carried through. You know?
You're
maybe
a super extrovert, huh?
I think I'm a super extrovert in the sense that I always want to. I guess I always want to be the center of attention. I'm the kind of guy that if there's a mic on a stage, and someone like at Bertcast's wedding, there was a mic on the stage that was free, and I was sitting in between Bobcat and Jeff Ross.
Yeah, and
it was the worst time possible. But they were like, Bert, that's all you. And I was like, it's just me. And I got on stage and fucking to the point where I think Barry could argue. I know he has argued that I ruined his wedding, but I definitely didn't ruin his wedding. It was Buddy Hackett that ruined his wedding.
What did Buddy Hackett do?
Buddy Hackett threw a cocktail on a piano. Barry had you've never heard this story?
No.
Oh,
he just chucked.
Bertcast's wedding was the best wedding I've ever been to in my entire life.
Yeah.
He had some of the greatest comics live.
All there.
It was a lot of guys that were really amazing comics.
I've fucked over some of the best comedians over the years. They're all going to be there.
It was no, none of them were there. Louis C.K. wasn't there. It was so we go and her family's all Russian, so it's like all Russian Jews and Barry, and they have the chuppah.
Yeah, chuppah.
Chuppah,
yeah, sure.
Oh, they have the chuppah, and they out on the beach in Santa Monica. It's gorgeous. But you got Buddy Hackett in the back. Like I want to say Shecky Green or like other old comics in the back making fun of the whole wedding process.
Why? They're just over weddings?
Because they're like get the fuck like the rabbi. They weren't happy with the rabbi, and then what are you getting?
I was getting the rest of that.
Oh, okay. So then John DiMaggio. Do you know who John DiMaggio is?
Yeah, I've met him before.
John DiMaggio
is he
is
the
there?
real tall guy with like white hair?
No, he's the real big guy with like red hair. He's the voice of Bender on.
Oh yeah, that's why I know the name.
So John DiMaggio, me, and I think Jeff Ross go out. This is like fucking when I'm 25. We go out to here. Let me give it to you.
Where did the rest of that thing go? Did it fall off?
I have no idea. By the way, I'm totally keeping this in the podcast.
Oh yeah, sure. It's normal conversation. Who cares?
Where did it go?
I don't know. I put the fucking. It must have fallen in here. Yeah, there it is.
So me, John DiMaggio, and Jeff Ross go out back. Yeah. This is during the moment where everyone in her family is calling from Australia live to wish them a happy, Mazel Tov or whatever. We go out back to smoke a joint. Yeah. We try then to walk through a curtain so that we can get back into the room, but we accidentally walk on stage.
Oh no.
High.
During that part?
Yeah, high. And so it's like the three of us like, whoa, like spotlights on us, like and it was so uncomfortable. I then go on stage.
Oh no.
I then go on stage.
So you walked into that?
Yes. I then go on stage at the behest of Bobcat and Jeff Ross. After that, but I go on stage and start talking, and her grandfather calls while I'm on stage, and I interrupt the whole. I mean, it's a clusterfuck of clusterfuck. So then they bring Buddy Hackett on to close the show, to give the last words, and the thing he's got, the band has their keyboards doing like a like a hum, and he goes, and it's Buddy Hackett. He goes, turn it off, and they're like, everyone giggles, and he goes, I'm not shitting around, turn that fucking thing off, and no, everyone laughs even harder, and he goes, God damn it, if you don't turn it off, I'll turn it off. Nothing, right? He takes his drink and throws it on it. It then goes, and smokes, sparks, smokes even bigger, and it turns off, and he goes, that's more like it. And then he goes on to give his blessing. It's the fucking greatest.
Oh my God. Did the band guy, what did he do?
They fucking lost their mind. And I hate to speak for Barry or what happened, but I will say I guess in some respect that I've heard through the grapevine that Barry had to pay for the fucking keyboard that night, had to write him a check. I could see that. And so, but then Barry was like, I was pretty fucked up too, obviously. And, but Barry was like, he was not happy.
That's funny.
Not happy at all. But it was a fun fucking wedding. I had a blast there.
I like that guy, Barry Katz.
I'll tell you what, man.
He's always cool.
Obviously I left him, but but he was always he's a very inspirational dude. His insights for me in my career were always accurate.
Really?
My only problem, quite honestly, was I didn't make him enough money for him to focus on me. That's it. It was more my fault than his.
Sometimes you take that too. It's like, come on, pay more attention. They're like, do the math.
Yeah, I can't. What am I going to spend $1 million
a year? And you make, $50,000.
Yeah. I remember one time hearing him say to me, I could spend for the same. You got to remember that for the same. He said some of the most prolific things that I've ever been said in my career. Number one time, the first year I didn't get a deal. Yeah. I was like, I know. That sounds like a fucking. That sounds like. What?
That's a different. It's a whole different start. The first year.
3 years in.
Wow.
3 years in, the first year I didn't get a deal, I bombed at a showcase, and he was like, and I was really fucked up about it because I killed in every showcase I'd ever been on. I got in deals every time I went on stage. I got a deal that was important, and I bombed. I remember so bummed out. Like 2 days later, I was like we need to set up another showcase, or like we need to set up something because I can't let them know that I. And he was like, Papa, I think you're overestimating how much people think about you. I was like, what? And he goes, who have you been thinking about for the last 2 days? I go, me. He goes, so have they. It was a great fucking statement.
That's right.
Yeah. It was a great
Like they got
statement.
to fucking worry about their neighbor who won't shut the dog up.
No one gives a shit about me bombing. Like, my career means nothing to anyone.
They wrote their notes and they went on.
They were like, man, not for us this year. And I was like, wow. I remember him saying that to me. And I remember being like, huh, none of this fucking matters. And I walked away. I was like, wow. He was really great at inspirational speeches, too. He would give me inspirational speech like that really connected with what I needed to do at the time.
Yeah.
And he was so good at I remember him, there were so many things he was great at. The only thing he wasn't great at was he was not great at returning phone calls.
Uh-huh.
Nor was he great at like there was a sensitivity level that was disappeared with him. And towards the end of our relationship, he just stopped getting my sense of humor a little bit. I would say, like, one time he was at his new company, New Wave, and I called the general mailbox. I called him and went to the general mailbox. And it was like later, and I was
fuck
like,
around.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm so fucking glad you said that. And I was like, Barry, it's Bert, pick up. I know you're listening to this with Brian, pick up the phone.
Roommates.
Yeah, like they're roommates.
Yeah.
Like they're all hanging out at 2 a.m. listening to the answering machine.
Refusing to pick up.
Yeah, and then and I never heard from him about it. And then I did a pilot, and I mock drank. I never really drink when I do, like a TV show where you see me drinking.
Yeah.
I'm more than likely having a sip. That's it, because it's TV. We got to make it.
Yeah.
You got to be
Still
responsible.
gotta be at work for the earlier shots later.
Yes, and you don't want to get fucking wasted, then be useless for a read. So but I was doing mock shots the entire
I
time.
like how much you have to justify where you don't get drunk during the day at work.
Fuck.
So you're doing mock shots.
I'm doing mock shots out of a flask, and he goes, and we get done doing the viewing, and he goes, I go, what do you think? He goes, well, quite honestly, your performance tapered. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, towards the end, I could tell how drunk you were. I said,
I wasn't.
I didn't drink at all. He went, Papa, I saw you do fucking 13 shots. I went, Barry, none of those were alcohol. Like, not a single one of them.
That sounds like junkie talk.
Yeah.
What you're saying right now
Yeah.
sounds like junkie. I'd be like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I
Sure
was like,
they weren't.
I go,
yeah.
Barry, I paid $5,000 to get this pilot made. I paid for that. Do you think I'm going to jeopardize it by drinking? And he was like, why? I'm seeing you drink. And I went, yeah.
He wouldn't believe.
No, he did. And then he said, he goes, well, what about the time you called in drunk? I said, what? And I was like, oh my God. But I think there was a lot of people in that company that were sober and like sober for reasons. And I think a lot of people, I think it's very hard for people to understand how someone can party and get shit done.
And still get stuff done. Yeah.
You
That's
know,
what Tebow
and
always says about me. When I smoke pot, he's always like,
Tim Tebow?
no, Jason Tebow.
Oh, I was like, Tim, you know Tim Tebow?
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck do you know Tim Tebow?
Prayer buddies. He runs stuff off me, and I tell him the atheist response.
Wait,
he can come up with the reasons.
he's sober?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but he goes, yeah, if I could get shit done, it wouldn't have been a problem. It's
Yeah.
like you still get to everything on time, so it's fine.
Yeah, I've never had a problem getting my work done, and I definitely know my limits. Like, I don't go on stage drunk, ever. Everyone thinks I always go on stage hammered. Like, I go, it's my first beer of the night, like on a late show, and they're like, yeah, right.
When do you start? Like after the shows?
Yeah, well, that's the problematic lately is that I drink during my show. Like, I'll have one drink or 2 drinks, maybe my first show.
Yeah.
Like a shot and a beer or 2 beers.
Yeah.
And then on the second show, I'll have a shot and a beer. And then, but when I get off, then mind you, that's like a 5-hour.
Yeah, it's winter. You got to wait an hour before.
Yeah. It's
hour and
definitely a
half before you
4-hour
get up
span.
again. Yeah.
And then I get off, and then the fucking feature act's hammered. Bridenstine's in half in the bag.
Oh, yeah, you've been going out with Brido, right?
Yeah, he's
That's
fucking
cool.
lit.
Oh, yeah, all the
because he's
Chicago
been
guys
drinking
drink.
the whole time. And then,
yeah, right. He hasn't. There's no reason. It's like, well, he'll be on for an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is.
might as well go drink.
Yeah.
I did the same
You
thing.
got to do something to kill the time.
Yeah. And then everyone that's been at my show has been drinking the entire time I've been on stage speaking.
Yeah.
And so then I get done and I'm like, man, everyone's fucked up.
You got to catch up.
I used to feel like I needed to catch up. Now I just go, well, I just realized that I will not have the monumental time everyone else has, and I'll just fucking go to bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's, I think, the big difference is that to explain to someone the difference between a big drinker and someone who is an alcoholic, I guess, technically.
Yeah. It's if you can get your shit done.
Yeah.
Whatever your drug is.
But
There's plenty of cokeheads I know that fucking do everything on time.
Dude, I got a really good friend that I won't say his name, but he's always done coke very responsibly.
Really? Yeah, some people do.
Very responsibly, and I'm
You're
always
like, where was this in the PSA?
Yeah, like I look at him and I go, I don't think I ever have it in me to do that.
I
so
wouldn't
I
do
just
it.
would
I
never.
definitely wouldn't do coke well. Not definitely. I don't think.
Well, I think that's what keeps me from doing it.
Because who knows?
Was I who knows if I can do it responsibly, but I'm never gonna fucking roll the dice and find out.
Yeah.
Like my kids go, wow, I guess Dad can't do it right.
As Lee's like leaving them out, like packing everything and going, I guess Dad was really wrong about all
We
this.
went to a party one night. My buddy was turning 40, and he got like a I don't know, a big amount of coke, and he had it on the table.
A big amount. Kind of
I don't know. I don't know how much it was.
You order
but
a bunch of coke from a drug dealer.
His drug dealer goes, "How much coke?" He goes, "A gaggle." And so Leanne saw it, and Leanne was like trying to be like cool wife. She goes, "You know they have cocaine here," and I was like, "Yeah, I saw it."
That's her trying to be the cool wife?
Yeah. But no, hold on.
Oh, okay.
This is it. It's not done. So then she goes, look, like, I trust you. If you want to do it.
Oh, that is being the cool wife.
Mind you, we have 2 kids at the time. I'm like, I've already made the decision not to do it because I'm like, I'm not going to fucking, I have high blood pressure. I have high cholesterol. I'm not going to fucking have a heart attack and be the guy. I've already made this decision a long time ago. I'm not going to be the guy that goes out from a cocaine overdose and then my kids got to know that the rest of their lives. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I'd already made the decision not to do it. And I went, excuse me? She goes, well, I'm just saying, like, if you want to go with your friends and do it, then, like, she also met me when I was like 30 years old. So I was a grown up. So she didn't, it's hard for a woman that, when you come into a relationship at an older age to try to ever like make assumptions of.
But I can see her also saying, you probably never had a coke talk. I can see her also like, well, if he wants to, I shouldn't get in my husband's way.
Right.
I don't really know. I was feeling sorry about this.
And so she was like, wind again. She was like, well, I'm just saying if you want to do it, you can do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, but look, here's the deal. Like, you can't come home. And I was like, oh. Don't worry. We won't run the risk of that.
If you got started, you would not stop until the sun came up.
No, there's no fucking
There's
way.
no way.
That I'm going to shop and clean the
plus
house.
coke? Yeah.
I'm going to fucking be in Malibu on a beach with Laird Hamilton paddleboarding into the sunset. Fucking, what are you, out of your mind? I was like, honey, I'm not doing cocaine. I was thinking more like whiskey. And she was like, oh, good.
She's like, 'cause I hoped you wouldn't do it.
She was like, I never think you would do it, but I was just, I don't want to be that kind of wife. And I was like, wait, like.
That is cool of her.
Oh, she's so cool about that kind of shit, about anything like that. Like even being respectful of like all our friends' lifestyles type thing,
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone kind of lives a little.
I wonder about her sometimes.
About what, like about.
Well, you seem like you got a family.
Yes,
You know?
I do. I really
And Leanne's
do.
not a Hollywood person.
Not at all.
It's not like she's an agent or something.
Asian?
Agent.
Oh,
So she's a civilian.
yes.
So I always think, like, should I be more conservative around these people?
No,
But she never makes me feel that way. She's always pretty cool about, she seems okay, but I always wonder.
she's very respectful of the creative process and how everyone's process is different.
Huh.
And like,
Yeah.
and she absolutely gets it. Like she doesn't have any kind of insane insights into like what everyone should be held up to the same standard.
Yeah, should do what I want to do.
She doesn't drink. Like she literally doesn't, barely drinks. Like tonight we were at
She
that.
said that like once a year, maybe.
Yeah, tonight we were at that thing and she had like half a glass of wine and then poured the rest in my glass.
Really?
Yeah, and knows full well that I'm going to have a few glasses of wine and I'm not driving home.
I do that with a girl I hang out with. She drinks a lot more. I like getting stoned, so it's just like I'll have half a beer and then take the rest of it.
It's the best though. It's like when you have that kind of like middle ground. All she really wants to do, quite honestly, is like go out with friends and have a good time. That's it. So like if I accommodate that and go, well, let's do that.
She doesn't have horrible demons she needs to bury?
Man, she does, but she buries them with cleaning.
Oh, really?
Cleaning and like
Wow, that's fortunate for you.
It is, but it's unfortunate for her because it's let's hope she never listens to this. she busies herself with shit she thinks she needs to do as opposed to shit she wants to do.
Right.
So like she doesn't sit and write. She doesn't write. She used to be a writer and wrote like movies got made and had deals. And now she now doesn't because she feels like she needs to do certain things like Girl Scouts and
she's a Hollywood person.
Yeah, well, she was distinctly.
Okay.
And she goes to Girl Scouts, does like GG math and like all this shit for the girls, drop off, pick up, goes into class and helps out. She does everything for the family because she feels like that's what she needs to do.
Yeah.
But I tell her, I go, don't do any of that shit. Like drop off, pick up, totally, because I'm on the road. But like, don't do the fucking all the girl. Like let the girls do as much as you want to do. That's the wrong thing for me to say. But do as much as you want to do. But like take care of you too. Like we had a long conversation on the other night when I was on the road, and I was like, whatever you feel like you want to do, just do it. Like don't. But then,
you're a grown adult. It's time to reward yourself a little bit.
Like do it. Like have fun with your life. If you even if that is like going to fucking yoga or Pilates, like do that. But she doesn't. It's this redneck attitude in her, man, that her family brought her up with.
Wife it up.
It's like no. It's more like if you're not cleaning something or fixing something or walking with something in your hand, you're being idle. Work is the devil's playground. It's this old school Baptist mentality. And I'm trying to get her out of it, but it's very hard because she's a hard worker. That's like the way her brain works.
Yeah, but so send that work to something else. I mean, I don't know.
When she was single with nothing else, she'd just sit behind a computer and write all day.
Really?
Yeah, but now she's got so much shit that she kind of thinks like,
I need to get her over to my place. She will die.
Well, now she's all obsessed with like the book, the podcast, like everything. So she's trying to micromanage the career of me.
I've seen people do that. Like little things, like they'll manage their husband's career like that, comedy-wise.
Yeah, but my whole thing is like, I already have managers and agents for that. Like, you do you. But she's like, well, I want to make sure that I'm
helping the career that's helping you guys both put food on the table.
I guess. I don't know. I guess that all started when I got her pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you think that cuts down on drive? Does it like increase nurture and cut down on drive?
What? Getting someone pregnant?
Getting pregnant. For like a woman. There's no way I'll know.
Well, it changes I will say this. It definitely changes your body.
Yeah.
Like there is a
chemical changes and hormonal change.
100% hormonal change that you have to acknowledge. And if you don't
your boobs grow, you start lactating.
You start nesting. Genuinely start nesting. Go around the house and like nesting. And it definitely changes. It doesn't change for men until the first time you're at like a mall and you hear someone go, "Dad," and you're like, "Oh," and you're like, "That's me." And then you go, "Oh, that's not my kid. Oh my God, I'm a dad." Like,
right.
So it definitely changes 100%. 100%. But I don't know. I think
I could see easily you reevaluating your like what's important to you, what you want to do. If you care 1,000% about this thing, I could see you just dropping on the back burner other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you have to. I mean, like I know for a fact, I'm not a good dad at all by any stretch of the means. Like, admittedly, I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I don't try to know what I'm doing. I just go, all right, I'm gonna fucking barrel through.
Man, nobody knows.
Yeah, but nobody knows. But I'm actually a bad dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? How?
Just I'm selfish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can't fucking play Candyland with my kids.
Yeah, that's annoying. Why would you want to play that?
It's hard, man. Like, as much as I want to play Candyland with her, like, my youngest loves playing Candyland. I play, like, a couple games, and I start losing my fucking mind.
It's a boring game.
Going, like, I'm losing money here. Like, I'm sitting here, here I am playing Candyland with you when I could be fucking writing or doing something.
It's not even money. It's accomplishing something.
and then I catch her stacking the deck, Isla, and I'm like, what do you think? I'm fucfucking stupid? She puts Princess Frostina second. I go, baby, I'm not fucking dumb. She goes, what? And then, like, a good parent, I don't know what a good parent does, but I don't know. I'm a nightmare dad. I would love to be
cheat better. One or the other.
I would love to be the kind of dad that literally, that you hear people talk about on stage when you go, I was reading a book to my kid. I'm like, man, when I read books to the girls, I read them as Sam Kinison. Because it's interesting. Oh, you want to try reading one of these fucking books these have about Pinkalicious? It's fucking exhausting. You read it 12 times, you start going, are you shitting me?
They make you repeat the books.
Dad, read it again. And you're like, Guys, like, Daddy can't read it again. We're talking about like a solid 20 to 25 page book that you got to read twice.
Wait, and so they ask you to read, and as soon as you're done, they're like, one more time?
Daddy, read it again. Or they come up and they each have a book, and it's Pinkalicious versus Purplicious or something.
And so that's who gets.
So then, no, you got to read both of them back to back, and it's the exact same storyline. Every time it's like this girl feels outsided and then doesn't realize
The puppy has grown into a
fucking
dog.
nightmare, real genuine nightmare. So yeah, and so I read them like
Man,
Sam
that could be
Kinison.
so annoying.
It is.
And they've had such limited experience.
It's not.
So
Here's
they're
the
like,
thing.
that was an amazing story. It's one of the 7 I've ever heard in my life.
Here's the thing. It's not. It's not like the machine story.
No,
Like,
it's not
I'm
nearly
fucking-
as good as that. You know goddamn well what a good story
I
is.
fucking tell stories for a living.
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell me that Pinkalicious is gonna beat
There
me?
was no twists or valleys. You knew what she was going to get it the whole time.
Let me tell you about flying dildo. This is the best part about this, Ari, is that like you read it the first time in earnest, and you go like, and you read Pinkalicious, and then they go, ooh, this one, and then you're like, that's another 20 pages. Like I'm not a good out loud reader, and you're like, motherfucker. So then you like second time, and then the next time it's like same books, and you're like, guys, can we find new books like shorter or something shorter? Like it's step by step. You're not a horrible parent right away. You're like step by step. You're like, can we get a shorter book? Maybe like Baby Beluga or something quick that we can get through, and then we can put you to bed, and Daddy can go to sleep too. And I'm like, Dad, Pinkalicious, and you're like, same fucking book, and then you read it again, and then you got to entertain yourself. So I always go like Pinkalicious said to her brother said to Pinkalicious, I'm fucking this up because I've been drinking. Her brother said to Pinkalicious, they went to a fair, and he goes, Pinkalicious, what's that? And she goes, that's a Ferris wheel. And he goes, what's that? She goes, that's a balloon. Well, what's that? Well, that's a clown. And then by the 5th thing, you're like, this is redundant. This is exhausting. So then the next one he goes, what's that? And he goes, and then I always say to my daughters, I go, listen, motherfucker. You ask me one more question, and I will stab you in the throat. And my daughters fucking fall apart laughing. They're like, oh.
Because they know that's not the way the story
They go,
goes.
Daddy's and then they're like, shh, Daddy's saying daddy words. And then I go, listen, you son of a bitch, I will hunt you down and kill you. If you walk me through this park and you point out everything we see like an idiot, I will punch you in the throat. And my daughter's like, Daddy, do more. So then my kids asked me to read a book at
That seems like a cooler way to do it.
much cooler than your wife's like, honey, stop it. How long have we been going, Ari?
I don't know.
It's fucking got to be like 2 hours now, right?
I just don't. Yeah, I don't sort of like believe that people who say they're fine with reading those stories to the people.
No, they're lying. They're 100% lying.
Or they're either lying, or what the fuck is wrong with you? How do you tune out for that long?
They're lying. Women can. I'm gonna have to edit this out. Women can definitely do it. My wife can definitely do it. She can sit.
I think yeah, they sort of can.
I can't do it. I have a hard time. I tap out. I don't know.
It's just so boring.
Boring.
They have dumb, undeveloped senses of humor.
Is it children or women?
Children. Oh,
Oh.
maybe that's why they can relate to them.
All right. No word from Joey Diaz.
No word from Joey Diaz.
All right. We're at an hour 16. You could probably wrap up whenever.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
Pretty fucked up.
Nice. Nice.
I started drinking fairly early this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
How early do you wake up when you wake up now?
I'm not early this morning. I'm sorry. I drank early today. I drank at like 5. I wake up at the crack of dawn.
Really?
Yeah, kids wake up at 6. I wake up at 6 with them
Jesus.
every morning.
And you're a comedian.
Yeah.
So are you super tired now?
No, because I took a nap
Do you,
like in the middle of the day.
do
I
you
took,
sleep
like-
in when you go on the road?
No, that's the worst part. Is you get on the road and then your clock's already set, so you get on the road and you're like,
So how do you do shows till midnight?
you get up at like if I'm on the road on the East Coast, we get up at like 9:30, and
East Coast will probably help.
well, you do radio. A lot of times you do radio in the, like crack of dawn, like 6 anyway. So then you get up and I just stay up. I go to the gym. I work out. Have a healthy lunch. I try to do something proactive towards my career. Take a nap. Sleep until 5. At 5, I wake up. Work out until about 7. Then head to the club.
Dude, that's exactly what Tom Segura does.
There's no fucking way. I would love to hear let's see if we can get him on the phone again.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to hear his workout regiment. The worst part is if I have to edit any of this,
Yeah.
I'm going to cut to one part and they're like, wait, did they get exponentially drunker within...
really quickly. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're cut suddenly. I'm
Yeah.
like, Allah, I thought you
Let me
saw
tell you
my
something
face.
about Tom Segura. All right.
Let's see how much he weighs, too. If you can.
He usually answers on the second phone call. I told you. Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing?
I'm just putting up a podcast right now.
Are you really? What? Who are you with?
Nobody, I'm just uploading it right now. What are you doing? Where are you?
I'm at my house doing a podcast with Ari.
Right now?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh,
Tom.
we're taking our first caller.
Oh, yeah.
Is that me?
Congratulations.
You're the first caller.
You're taking the call?
Yeah, no. We called into our first caller.
That's cool. Oh, you can't put that on there, man. Yeah, that's terrible, man.
Sorry, we've been drinking in the man cave.
Oh, yeah, because I did notice that when I answered the call that I was receiving, that you were saying he usually answers on
Yeah,
the
I knew that was a problem. I
Yeah.
knew that was a problem. As you were saying, I was like, ew.
I'll edit you out.
Hey, Tom, how much do you weigh?
What do I weigh? I'm
Yeah.
like 245.
245.
245. How tall are you? How tall are you? 5'11"?
Yeah, about 5'11", 6 feet, yeah.
You liar! You're 6'1".
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess 6 feet.
Are you really 5'11"?
I mean, honestly, I'm not sure exactly. I've been to doctors.
How'd you not-
Shoes on, they measure you, and you're like 6'1", but you have shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taller than I am, so I think you're over 6 foot.
Yeah, I think like 6'4".
Okay.
You're not 6'4". Relax. Hey, how did that showcase go?
How tall is Ari?
I'm 6'2.5".
Ari 6'2.5". Like we're 9.
What does he weigh?
185.
Yeah, a little under 180.
Wow, Jesus Christ. What are you down to now, Bert? You piece of shit?
205.
Oh my God.
Clean program. What's that?
What's the most that you weigh?
Yeah.
245. I'll send you a picture.
At you at 245?
Yeah, me at 245 in Hawaii. Tom, you'll see it and you'll be like, "Are
Hawaii.
you fucking kidding me?"
Jesus, man. And
I-
this is all for your exercising and then your green juice,
The
power
juices.
juicing.
Yeah, and the picture where I'm 245, I'm holding a ukulele and a tank top.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
So when's your podcast go up?
I mean, I'm going to put it up now, so it'll be up, in like a couple hours.
Who's it with? Who's it with?
I just did. It's funny. Yeah, I just did one with Brody Stevens. It was great, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, I love Brody. He's great.
Hey, how'd your showcase go?
It was great. The turnout was awesome.
Cool.
They were like, we just want this to be good, like as far as turnout. So I was like, anybody that wants tickets, I'll give you tickets. And I was able to give away the whole place. Which
Oh, really?
I was remembering back to like years ago when you could give away, like you would offer tickets to people for free. And you could be like, I'll give you tickets, and you'll still have 15 people at a show.
Yeah,
You're
they
like,
look
God,
through it. Hatred.
I can't even give away a show.
Wait, where was your showcase at?
I just did one at Flappers like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I forget, one of the two. And
I'm doing that.
yeah, no, it was just full, but like I was able to give, because of podcasting, basically. I reached enough people that I was able to fill the place up.
Really?
That's cool. That shows them a lot, too.
What's that?
That shows them a lot, too, on a weekday. If all these people are coming, it's like, whoa, who is this guy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, cool.
How was your set? Let's put his phone under the pillow and let him talk about his set.
Stay out of it for a while.
You do a lot of new stuff? Put it back under the pillow. But do you do a lot of news? I can't see this back and forth. I'm fucking taping all of this, and I'm putting you under the pillow. All right.
What's going on?
All right. Thanks for being the first caller. It was good talking to you, Buns.
Yeah, it was really fun, man. Thank you so much for having me. And letting me know that I was being recorded. Bye.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I didn't say anything bad.
You didn't say anything that bad.
That is funny. Do you think 245 is the real answer?
No.
You do not.
No.
I said it wrong, but I didn't know if you were. Once the cover was blown, I didn't know if I was actually gonna.
No, he's not 245. Look, there's a picture of me 245.
Yeah.
Right here. I just got this the other day, and I was like, oh, are you fucking kidding me?
245 is well into obese, by the way.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's 6 feet, 245.
Let's see if I can find this. I'm pretty fucking hammered.
This is fun, dude. It's fun being out here in the man cave and just hanging out. You got the last Twinkies. That's cool.
I think that's from you, Ari.
Twinkies?
Yeah.
No.
I think you gave those to me for my birthday.
Really?
Yeah, I'm almost certain you gave them to me for my birthday. Well, didn't you come to my birthday party?
Yeah.
You ready for a picture of me at 245?
No, me and Red Band got you. Oh, look how fat you are. You're so stocky. Ew, you have fucking gorilla arms.
I know.
The top, like those. What are the big ones that beat in their chest?
Yeah. God, look at how fat I am.
Ugh. Let me see that. Ugh. You look obliviously happy too.
I have no
Holding a
clue.
ukulele.
I know that right after this ukulele practice, we're going to lunch, and I just was look. Oh my God, Ari, look at how fat. Look at how tight my bracelet is on me. Look at this. Look how tight my bracelet is.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one you have on now?
Yeah.
Wow, your wrist was fatter. It was choking off your circulation.
That is crazy.
Wrist gets fatter. Yeah, I guess it would, right?
Yeah, of course. God, I look like a fat man.
How long ago was that?
Probably 8 months ago.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That was your worst.
That's the heaviest. I only know that because I got on the scale getting on the plane, like where you put your luggage
You
from
jumped up
Hawaii
on there?
to LAX. I go, me and my sound guy, we were like, let's see what we weigh. My sound guy's like 6'4". I got on, I was 245. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh.
And then he got on, he was 235.
That's
and
6'4".
he was like, this is the biggest I've ever been. And I was like, yeah, and I was in Hawaii doing a show where I wore a bathing suit.
Ew. Why would TV let you on there like looking like that?
They made me wear water shirts.
Explain what that is.
Like a tight, skin tight shirt.
Okay.
They made me wear those when I was ever doing anything.
Like
in
a
bathing
corset?
suit. No, like a
Batman suit?
like a black shirt, like a rash guard.
Really? To pull it all in?
No, just so that people didn't have to see me shirtless. And I remember fighting them and going like, "Yeah, but I don't look bad." And they're like, "You do."
Yes, you do.
You do. And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't look that bad." And they're like, "No, you do." Like they didn't say you do.
You look
but
so
they were
bad
like,
that we're instructing you to wear a bodysuit instead of showing your shirt.
I go,
Showing
the
your-
average American's
look.
my size. That was my argument. And they were like, "Yeah, but do you want to see the average American shirtless?"
The average American is your size was 245, 6 feet.
Probably. I'd say the
No
majority of
way.
Americans are overweight, right?
Overweight, yeah.
I mean, the average American's obese.
You
I
think so?
Well, I think so.
I thought we just had the most obesity. That was obese. Man.
And Tom said he's 245.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah. He's 6 feet. Does he look like that? No. In the face, he doesn't. He looks normal in the face. He looks like he's a human.
Yeah,
human
he's got
head.
a different jawline than I do. Like he has like that like Sicilian jawline.
So are you guys all going to die earlier?
I guess.
Well, not, I mean, if you lose
me,
weight,
not me
maybe
now.
not.
Not
like
me.
all the
Tom
guys
will
like
definitely
that,
die
Mike
before
Black?
me. Yeah,
They're all going to die earlier?
It's got to be. You don't see any fat old men.
Huh, yeah. That's really sad. That's what's going to happen just because they can't.
Yes.
They have shitty metabolism.
I mean, you look at it. That like
There's no way they're going to live to be old like that.
Well, if you look at one episode of The Biggest Loser, you're like, all right, that's how it works. If you're obese, you have all the things that come along with being obese, like diabetes and
Yeah.
and high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I mean, look at Patrice.
So people ask me about Patrice, yeah.
I never considered Patrice obese. I mean, he was obese, but I never looked at him as like obese. I just looked at him as a big guy.
Yeah. Tammy Bronson said that, which I went to their club in Edmonton the week after the week after he died or something, and she was like, "Can you believe he died?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wait, can you not believe it?"
Well,
it's an angry fat black man. That's
yeah,
heart
but his
failure.
his biggest hiccup, I think, was his diet. He
Really?
was diabetic and he just ate horrifically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he never ate well.
And did he just shoot himself with the insulin?
I don't know.
To
I
correct it?
don't know if he ever. I never and I lived with him for a month. I never saw him ever
Really?
take insulin ever. But and I was also young. I was very self-obsessed. So I wasn't like I was paying attention to him do anything with him. If it didn't have to do with me,
You guys are roommates in New York?
No, in Scotland. We lived together for a month. Me, him, and
For
the
that
boss.
Edinburgh thing?
Yeah.
Edinburgh?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, that's cool.
Fascinating dude.
Yeah.
Like hardcore fascinating.
I never got to know him. I just met him a few times.
He was 100% aggressive.
Yeah, too aggressive.
Not too. He was just too honest in a sense. Like I remember when we got done. The
Forthcoming isn't always necessary.
Yeah,
to be honest, but no one asked.
I told him at the end of the Edinburgh Festival, I go, "Man, I'm glad we got to live together. I'm glad we became friends." And he was like, "I'm not your friend." I was like, "What?" Like I'd been living with the guy for a month. I go, "What?" He goes, "I'm not your friend, man. I'm just some dude you work with that you can talk to. That's it. Like we're not buddies." And I go, "But we've been living together." Like I was just sensitive, you know. I was like, we've been living together. And he was like, "Yeah, but I'm not your friend. Like, can I spend the night at your parents' house?" And I was like, "Oh, probably not."
Can I spend the night at your parents' house? What a weird
and
marker.
Like, yeah, he was like, "Are you picking me up from the airport?" And I was like, I was like, "No."
That's a better sign.
He's like,
No.
"So we're not friends." He goes, "We're two people." He goes, "Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to break your heart." He goes, "We're two people who work in the same profession that know each other and can get along.
Whoa.
That's what we are." And I was like, "You're right."
That's what Pete Holmes calls work friends.
Yeah, I like it's someone that you get along with and you can hang out with, but you're not gonna like go out of your way to like do something for them.
Yeah. Or call them when some new movie comes out.
Yeah, or go, "Hey, you want to go to the movies?" Or like me and you defined it one time very simplistically on like if you get anxiety texting them. Like it's like
yeah.
that is the definition.
How should I word this?
Yeah, how do I word this email to them? Like so for instance, Al Madrigal,
Yeah.
I texted Al to come to my birthday, and
You didn't worry about how to text Al.
no, but I was impressed with myself because we had already had this conversation that I didn't care about how I texted him.
Right. So
And
you
I was
noticed like, oh, I went right through that. Very
Yeah,
good.
and I was like, I wasn't worried when he was replying. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, he must be my friend."
Yeah.
because I don't care.
You ever not get a reply from somebody when you say something like bad, like on purpose as a joke?
Yeah.
You ever was like, I hope you kill yourself tonight. After
Yeah.
they said, hey man, it was really fun hanging out with you. You know, something like over the top fun. And then like I'll realize like a day and a half later, I'm like, oh, did they never respond to that? Oh, nice, motherfuckers. Very nice.
Yes, I've done that a number of times.
Yeah, but when it's some like person you're not comfortable with, it's 20 minutes. You're like, oh fuck, what's going on? Why aren't you texting back?
Yeah, Al and I've had a few moments where we shared conversation where you realized, well, only friends can talk like this type thing, and then you get. And then so when I texted him, and I think I texted you the same day.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I know that we had talked about it, so I wasn't worried about our conversation back and forth. But then I was like, I was impressed at the fact that I wasn't worried about my conversation with Al. But I would, and Bill Burr, I would venture to say, is a friend of mine.
I'm getting there with Bill.
But
I
like,
still...
I've tweeted. I tweeted him one time, so I don't have his number.
Yeah.
Which is probably a statement on how close of friends we are.
Yeah.
But I tweeted him one time, and then I was like, oh, I should erase that. Like, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? But it's only because
it's reverence. That's all.
yeah, it's only because so many people respect what he's doing in this business right now.
And also, you know, he's getting hit up by so many people he barely knows that you're like,
I don't want to be
being
part
that
of
guy
that.
too.
Yeah. I was talking to Joey maybe.
That's how I feel about asking people to do my podcast sometimes. Like, am I bugging you with the same? And I don't feel that way doing other people's.
Constantly. That's why I wish I had started this off by myself, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, the only person I knew I could call was you, because I was like, I know I can bug Ari and be like, will you please do it? I need to put it on Wednesday. And then I knew that you would go, I know exactly how you feel. I'll do it.
I did. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah. Because I couldn't do it yesterday. I was like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
I did have plans.
I was talking about going. Joey goes, "Are you in town for the 21st? You should come to the show." The thing he's doing with
End of the World show? No.
Stanhope.
Yeah.
Stanhope and Rogan. I was like, yeah, but then I was like, well, I don't want to be I don't want to go backstage and just hang out.
Yeah.
Like, and not like, I don't think I've ever done that with any comedy show, but I do want to see the show.
I was thinking of doing that for that show, but like very specifically, like I am not asking for any stage time.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging out in the green room with a bunch of friends.
Yeah. But then I go, but how do you go about that? Who am I? I know if I call Joey, he's never going to follow through with like leaving my name on a list.
No, he could do that.
You think so? And then, but then I was like, well, I'll just call Joe.
I've seen him do that before for people.
I felt weird about calling Joe to do skeet shooting for Trip Flip.
Why? He said he wanted to do it, right?
Yeah, he
I
did.
know,
But
that's
I
a
still,
good sign too.
But
When
then
you-
I
even
have
after they
to,
say they want to, you're still like,
because I know that you're busy at that level,
Yeah.
and you're busy on so many levels that like I was like I'll ask him, but if it doesn't work for his schedule, I want him to know that he has an out. That's my whole thing is I want people to know
give
they have
people
an out.
outs. Just give people outs.
Yeah, I just want them to know you're not going to hurt my feelings. I just want you to be happy.
Yeah, like totally cool to say no.
Like, I don't want to leverage my friendship with you for my career.
That's what I said about that's when I had to get permission from everybody for the Storyteller show. I try to be like, if you don't want to be in it, I will cut that part out. Don't worry about it. But just leave people so you're not bugging them.
So wait, are you going to the End of the World show?
I'm thinking of doing that and just going to hang out. But like, here's the deal. Let's say you were in some city.
Yeah.
Let's say you were in Denver the same week I was at Denver Comedy Works.
Yeah.
And you got off early or something. I don't know, maybe at different time shows or and you're like, oh, I'll go across. Maybe I'll see what Ari's doing. I notice he's in town. You would just go back into the green room if I was there.
Yeah.
Before a show, you would just go. You wouldn't even worry about it.
Yeah. But I don't know stand up that well.
Yeah. There's that.
I mean, like I don't like
There's that. There's a third person. Yeah.
And he. It's not like he's like it's not like he's got the reputation of being like, hey man, come on back. Like, you know, he's
stand up's a oddly super friendly guy.
Oh yeah, but I haven't had that relationship with him. Like, I mean, I've definitely had. I take that back. Let me take that back.
Yeah.
I've had a very friendly relationship with him via email.
Yeah.
Post our first introduction, and he's been nothing but like super nice. I take that back entirely.
He's like oddly normal.
He's oddly normal,
Yeah.
and he's been very nice and accommodating. And that thing he says where he's like, you know, I'd rather know a comic and see him at a bar at an airport than like talk to a stranger.
Yeah.
Is the relationship he's had with me, where that like I had a hard time on the road one time, and me and him did not have like the best start off relationship.
Yeah.
But I just knew that he was someone that I felt like at the time I could email.
Yes,
And I
you
emailed him about what I was feeling about not being happy about working the road.
Yeah.
And he was oddly kind of empathetic and comic and friendly, and he emailed me, and then I emailed him back, and then he emailed me again, and then I didn't reply, and then like 2 months later he like replied back with like something this is not what he said, but like something like, how you doing, baby boy? like you know, how are you okay? And so everything I guess I do know him, but I haven't spoken to him in maybe like 6 years, so I don't know.
Right,
you know,
right. Yeah, I can see that being a reason not to go.
Yeah, but he was always kind of nice to me. I don't know why I said
Depends,
that.
what if the green room's all small? Then what do you do? Then it's
Yeah,
like,
and you're
oh,
sitting
now I'm
on-
a complete asshole.
Yeah, and I'm sitting on Stanhope's knee. Like,
Yeah. What time is the show?
I have no idea.
But
But I definitely want to see it. I want to see Stanhope work. I want to see Joe
Yeah.
work. I don't think I've ever seen Joe work live, except for like
What?
the
Oh,
short sets we do at like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've gone on the road with him for years. I've seen so many of his
I haven't
sets.
seen any.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, I've seen Joe work slightly, like the beginning of his set or the end of his set, because you get done the second you get off stage at those Ice House things, you're kind of like pulled off to the side by like 10 different people, and the podcast is still going on. It's like you kind of no one gets to see anyone work.
Right,
really.
right. Yeah, exactly. You don't at all. Or like broken at the end, but then it's like, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty great on stage. But it's fun to watch. I like watching like from the back sometimes, like with the crowd. I think I got 2
I'll go
sets
if
that
you'll
night.
go.
If it's an 8 o'clock show, I'll go.
Why
But
would-
there's no way it's gonna be an 8 o'clock show. I got that Laugh Factory and the store. I'm taping a special at the end of the month.
Where?
Knitting Factory, New York,
Really?
Brooklyn.
Is that what you did the shopping for yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What,
Yeah.
Did you figure out what you're gonna wear?
Yeah, I did.
What
I
are
got
you
an
gonna-
artist to come fucking find me a wardrobe.
Really?
Because I was like, I don't want to get too dressy. I don't want to be weird. Everybody goes too like big
Yeah.
for specials.
I was in the.
I just want a nice version of normal.
My first special was in the broad stroke of jeans and a black shirt that every comic wore.
Okay.
Bill Burr, myself, Chris Titus, any white guy wore a black shirt and jeans.
Yeah.
And like dark shoes. And so I think it's very valuable to look natural on stage.
Yeah.
And like I'll criticize what people wore on stage. Like Louis one time wore a shirt that had a sweat stain in the middle
Really?
for a special. The whole time I couldn't get past the fucking sweat stain. But it was only because I had done the thing in the black shirt and I'd worn a gray undershirt because I wanted to separate myself from Chris Titus and Bill Burr.
Yeah.
And I started sweating, and gray was a bad choice for sweat because it started showing up like hardcore.
Through it? Oh, because then it gets like black in the sweat.
I can't even watch my special because all I see is my sweat on my chest.
I'm just gonna wear a button-down shirt because I'm afraid of sweating. I'm like, no t-shirt.
What are you wearing?
Like a blue shirt and black jeans.
Yeah. What shoes? Is it what you normally wear on stage?
Like total. Like this. I'm wearing a flannel today.
Yeah.
But it's like I wouldn't wear. I wear a nicer one if I wanted to. If I wanted to just be on there forever. I also don't want something that looks cheesy in like
5 years.
a year. You know, when that style is way out. So I didn't get skinnier pants.
You didn't wear like a thick leather watch.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, whoa, it's dated.
Yeah. You look back and you're like I'll tell you what, Geraldo's specials never look dated.
Really?
Yeah, Geraldo and Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah,
They
Hedberg
never
looks
look dated.
fine.
They always have
Hedberg
that.
looks like a rock star too, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And Geraldo's got that little rock star edge, whereas like I've always wanted to be able to roll my sleeves up just as much as he does.
Just barely.
Mine are always one step below or two steps above his. Like he just always looked like he had that's obsessive as a comic gets is when you're looking at other dudes' wardrobes, going like, what a great choice.
Yeah.
Like his shirts always looked like they fit well. There was an Obey undershirt, something like that.
Something
like
cool. It showed he had an edge to him.
And his beard never looked like he over trimmed it or under trimmed it. It looked like he had been out for just long enough to have that beard to do stand up.
Yeah.
That is the point of stand up, is you definitely obsess about what you wear.
Yeah.
And how you look.
I like to look nice on stage, but I don't want to like put a suit on or do something crazy. But I'm like, how I would throughout the day. I'm like, I'm gonna go on stage tonight if this is a good show. It's like, I'll go nicer. I'll go polo shirt or something.
Are you gonna shave?
No, I'm gonna leave the beard. I'm just gonna chop the tops off.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, okay.
Oh, like you have them chopped off.
I do.
No, I discovered that once. A wardrobe lady told me that because they cut it, and I was like, oh, that does look way nicer. Like
it looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all. I just trimmed it down, so now I'll shave these off. And, you know,
It's the end of the month.
it's the 28th.
Any clubs dates you want to promote?
Yeah, I'll be at in Edmonton at the Comic Strip in January, and at Charlie Goodnight's in Raleigh, North Carolina in February.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then what's that one city? Vancouver and Long Island in March.
All
You
right.
can get aritheGreat.com. You can find everything.
Where can everyone get that the storyteller thing?
It'll be on iTunes, I think. At least
Okay.
on my own, maybe, but I doubt that. Probably on iTunes, so people can find it, right?
Leave it on the fence. Let no one really know exactly where it is.
Oh, let's go iTunes within a week. January 1st, let's call it that. And,
January
and you'll be
1st?
on it. You'll be on it.
Oh, fucking so great. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.